Hey, it's April. I wanted to tell you happy Monday, but I waited so long, it's almost not Monday anymore. But it's all good. I wanted to say a few things about appearance. Recently, I sat next to a church lady at a random event at a church, and I called her a church lady because she had the whole shebang. She had on a three-piece church lady suit with diamondoids on it and a matching hat, the big church lady hat with ruffles and I don't want to say feathers, but more diamondoids on it. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but she was what my parents would call sharp. She was too sharp. She was casket sharp. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. But my first thought was, okay, church lady, I see you. And I'm saying this after like years and years of being in church with all kinds of different people and just knowing that I have never wanted or never been like a church lady in that sense. I'm gonna like buy a three-piece diamondoid church lady suit with a matching. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get on here and laugh like this. But what happened was everybody else around me were connecting with me, praying with me, and my son. And we were having a good time, but this lady would not look at me. She would not come over to pray with me during any of the sessions. She was avoiding me. And I was just like, wow, that's interesting. I wonder why, you know? And maybe I should say what I had on, okay? I had on a dress down past my knees. And under that dress, I had on some leggings and some regular flat shoes. I had on a little winter cap because it was cold outside, but I eventually took that off. And a sweater. No big deal, right? I was like business casual, but I was not casket sharp. I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna just tell you that right now. So when it finally came down to almost the end of the thing, I ended up in the prayer group with her. And the first thing she said out her mouth was a prayer about backsliders. And she squeezed my hand. I was just like, oh, Lord. I'm going to say this. God never sent anybody so they can look the part. He never sent anybody so that they could put on airs, put on a mask, say church people rhetoric. Although nothing is actually wrong with all of those things, those are not signs that someone is living right at home. That's not signs that somebody's heart is clean. It's just a sign that they are a church lady. Period. Some of the best people I've ever met in my life with the cleanest, purest heart did not look religious at all. And I asked myself, would this lady have been acting like that toward me if I had on a church lady suit too? Like, and some heels to match. And the purse. Diamondoids everywhere. Just being ridiculous. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to judge this lady because she really did look pretty. But we all have our different styles, and I know that I'm not in style most of the time because I just do me. much like John the Baptist just did him, and he was strange, and he just didn't worry about what anybody was wearing or thinking. He just did him. People knew he was different anyway. Even if he were to try to look the part, his spirit was and heart was set apart. He was chosen for a specific task on the earth, like a lot of people are. So I guess it just is what it is that he looked different. He wore strange clothes. He didn't look the part. Looking the part is indicative that you are playing a part, that you are acting. And it's funny that people would actually look at you and make assumptions based on what you're wearing if you're not wearing anything indecent. They told Jesus the Christ that he was doing miracles by the power of the devil because they did not want to believe he was sent by Yahweh. That's wild, ain't it? That's wild. Because he didn't conform to the ways of the church people. They were the main ones trying to kill him. They gave his death sentence. And I let that sink in for me. I don't know about you. I'm not a proponent of play acting. I'm a proponent of trying to live in such a way that my name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Not that I'm perfect like Jesus the Christ, but that's the goal. Like, that's what I want. It's a lofty goal. Takes a whole lifetime trying to get to it. But there's worse things to be into, you know? I'm just saying. And I decided a long time ago, after going through various things with different sects, sects, of religious people, that I'm never going to fit into the mold that they created to look like a spiritual authority. I'm never going to fit into that mold. I'm never going to be play acting, play shouting, acting. I'm never going to be acting. And my dear friends that spent enough time with me, they know that too. They know that it just is what it is with me. It's all me. Like, it's the same me at home, the same me at church, the same me with my children. I'm sorry, I can't say my children without smiling today. I don't know what's up with me, but I'm not interested in play acting, and I hope it comes to the point where no one is. And I hope it comes to the point where people will, over time, as they see your character play itself out, that they would just acknowledge and admit that your character is your character. And once they see that your character is your character, to stop trying to nitpick, fault find, backbite, trying to find flaws and trying to find problems as if they don't have anything else to do and as if they don't have flaws in their own self that they need to fix first. Now, I understand that some people are prophets and they were sent to tell you specific things. This ain't that. These are just people feeling insecure and insignificant in the presence of someone who has significant power from heaven and wanting to pull it down, which you can only do if God lets you. And he said no. So it is what it is. And honestly, like, I don't worry about it too much, but I wanted to point out that not everybody from God look like a walk-in like church billboard, and that's ridiculous to expect that, especially at this point in time. Like, I think we should have learned this already. Anyway, I don't want to prejudge anyone, so I won't. You know, the only thing that I'm looking for if I'm coming into a place of worship is for people not to have all their cookies showing. I'm just saying, like, other than that, whatever, you know? I pray that in all you're getting, you get understanding, and the same thing for me.